Everybody, just want to welcome you to week 12, module 12 for ME 171, Design of Elements. So within this week, we got a couple things going on. Main topics here, we're going to begin chapter 14, looking at our rolling element bearings. And also we're going to have our exam 2 on Thursday this week. So one thing to note is there is no quiz 12 this week. I've decided to scrap quiz 12 to give you guys a little bit more time to focus on your exam number 2. For exam 2, this is going to be on Thursday. I'll release this at 9 a.m. right before our class would normally be scheduled, and it'll be open until 12 p.m. Now, you only have 2 hours to do this, but I wanted to give you a little bit of a half an hour buffer before and after the class time so that you have enough time if you have a class before this or a class after this to take this exam. Also, a reminder that your homework number 5 is going to be due on Monday, April 19th by the end of the day. So just a reminder to turn that in as well on Monday. So also a reminder that I do have office hours scheduled on Thursdays from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Now, if you can't make it during this time, please send me an email, a message, or a chat on Teams, and we'll find a time that does work with both of our schedules. Also a reminder, the TA does have office hours on Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. So if you have any questions for grading, exams, homeworks, this is a great opportunity to utilize the TA. So now I want to take a minute and take a look at our schedule for the rest of the semester. You can see now we're in our module number 12. So for module 12, for our Tuesday lecture, we're going to be covering chapter 14, looking at rolling elements. Then on Thursday's lecture, this is going to be your exam number 2. So for exam 2, this is going to be during your class time. I'm actually going to give you from 9 a.m. till 12 a.m., but you only have 2 hours to complete it, but I'm giving you a little bit of time before and a little bit of time after for anybody who has classes or anything that's overlapping during that time period. So as soon as you start the exam on Blackboard, you'll have 2 hours to complete it between the hours of 9 a.m. and noon. Then getting into our module 13, there is no lecture on Tuesday. This is going to be the time slot you're using for ME 144 exam number 2, but I still will be posting the chapter 15 content and my hand solutions, some videos going through my hand solutions for those example problems, along with the PDFs of the lectures for this. Then on Thursday's class for Module 13, we're looking at chapters 15 and 17 in our textbook, looking at spur gears and shafts. Also, a reminder, this is when your final reports for your group project are due and then you be turned in. And the last 3 lectures of the semester, this is when it's going to be dedicated to you guys presenting your group projects to the class. So as we jump into our Module 12, this is relating back to Chapter 14 in our textbook, we're introducing the topic of our rolling element bearings. Now, other types of bearings that we've seen before are the simplest possible types. These are the unlubricated plane or sliding bearings. So you might have seen these in something like a wooden cart that's directly mounted to a wooden axle in ancient times. Well, instead of that, we're going to talk now about our rolling element bearings, where the shaft and the outer members are going to be separated by balls or rollers, and thus rolling friction is going to be substituted for sliding friction. So within this module, we're going to take a look and do a comparison of these alternative means for supporting the rotating shafts. Then as we get into our rolling element bearings, our main topic here, we're talking about the history of them, different types, the design of them, the fitting of them, and catalog information. With that, it's going to lead into our bearing selection for different types of designs. And from there, we'll talk about mounting the bearings to provide properly for the thrust loads. So I'm going to break this module down into 2 different sections, module 12.1 and 12.2. 12.1 is going to be talking about chapter 14, looking at these rolling element bearings, and 12.2 is going to be talking about exam 2. So for 12.1, again, we're going to go through the comparison of alternative means for supporting rotating shafts, talk about all the different types of rotating element bearings with the history, types, design, fitting, and catalog information, get into bearing selection, and talk about mounting bearings as well. So within this module, we're going to take a look at the governing theory, talk about some of the key equations, some practical applications, and then go through some problem solving with my hand solutions. Now, module 12.2, this is going to be on Thursday. This is your exam 2. So exam 2 is going to consist of 3 different problems covering materials from chapters 5 through 12 in your textbook, which relates to our modules 6 through 12 in our lectures. So the exam is going to be released on Blackboard on Thursday, April 22nd at 9 a.m. You'll have 2 hours to complete the exam once you've started it. This is going to be automated by Blackboard, so you'll need to turn it in no later than noon on April 22nd, the same day. So please submit your work through Blackboard, same format that you've done before for all your other homework assignments and exams.